Steam engine trains have played an essential part in the expansion and development of the U.S. They opened the way to the West and more meaningfully integrated the West into the nation. There are many abandoned railroad tracks in the United States, and one can find them everywhere. In this video, we will look at old abandoned steam engine trains in the USA. Georgia Train Bridge. Building a bridge is something that governments and local councils like to do only sometimes. After all, it can take months of planning, hundreds of thousands of dollars, and plenty of logistics. So, if you can get away with not building a bridge, wouldn't you? In Georgia, that's exactly what happened. Anyone that has ever found themselves on Route 11, around 9 miles from Ketvisi to Akalkalaki, has most likely stumbled across a long train carriage that appears to blister the landscape unexpectedly. After all, who expects to find a train so far from a train track? Instead of sitting on a train track, this passenger carriage sits on one end of a river and reaches over to the other side, forming a pedestrian bridge. The train is old and rusted, and the inside is not in peak condition. There is a massive gaping hole where palings to form flooring once lay, and missing boards right the way through. Still, the train continues to be a popular attraction, with many braving the threat of rushing water below to get their photo with the absurd locomotive. Eagle Lake trains. If you find yourself in Maine for whatever reason and consider yourself an adventurer, why start the hunt for the Eagle Lake locomotives? Sitting abandoned where they were last used makes for the perfect photo opportunity and outdoor adventure. The Eagle Lake and West Branch Railroad replaced the tramway system back in 1926. Locomotives would run from Eagle Lake 13 miles up to Umbazookskus Lake, connecting the Penobscot River's West Branch via Chesuncook Lake. While locomotive journeys went off without a hitch, they were abruptly stopped in the 1930s within a few short years of their initial runs. By then, locomotives were somewhat obsolete, so no one could even be bothered removing them from their resting place. Instead, they were left in Eagle Lake's shed, where they remain. If you want to see them, you have to be somewhat experienced in the outdoors, for they are in the middle of the woods and only accessible on foot or by snowmobile in the winter. Coordinates are available online, and remember your camera. Abandoned NYC subway station. Did you know that underneath New York City Hall, there's an abandoned, closed subway station? You might not, but you do now. New York has one of the largest subway systems in North America, but it's also home to one of the first ever underground stations, which is now only available to view by special tour. It first opened in 1904 and had gilded chandeliers and electric lights, not to mention skylights that allowed sunlight to filter through. It was a sight to behold. On its first day of operation, around 15,000 people shelled out a nickel to be one of the first to ride the first subway outside of Europe. It seemed like one of the best things to happen to New Yorkers, but it didn't take long until it no longer suited people's needs or safety requirements. When train cars became longer, the gap between the train platform and the doors was too wide. The station also didn't offer express service, but the Brooklyn Bridge station did. Therefore, people would often prefer to walk from that station. Due to these issues, the station saw its final trains through it in 1945. What are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments section down below. If you enjoyed today's video and found it interesting, then make sure to leave us a thumbs up. And do not forget to subscribe to our channel and click on the bell icon to be always updated with the most exciting content as soon as it's uploaded. Thanks for watching. See you again soon in another video.